Good evening, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jew Jets Show. And the New York Jets have had a huge COVID outbreak go throughout the team this past week. So we're going to be talking about that in today's video, along with some tidbits of Jets news. Without further ado, let's get it started. So let's first off get into some of the tidbits of Jets news. So we placed tight end Ryan Griffin on IR. He was dealing with a knee injury, so that's why he's on IR. His season is now officially over, and he has actually had a catch in every game this season. He was one of Zach Wilson's main targets to throw to. So sad to see Ryan Griffin go on IR. I thought he was, having a pretty solid season, and I wouldn't expect him to be off the team next season. I am a Ryan Griffin supporter. I do think he should have a roster spot next year as a backup tight end, because I do think he's a pretty solid receiving option and a pretty sturdy, reliable, guy for our quarterback, Zach Wilson. We also activated quarterback Mike White off of the COVID list. Mike White has been on the COVID list for 3 straight weeks. He's been on the COVID list ever since the Houston Texans game. I mean, he's also been dealing with other injuries during that time span, but it's pretty crazy that he's been on the COVID list for 3 straight weeks. And we also claimed a safety Will Parks off of waivers. And the New York Jets also signed wide receiver Isaiah Zubler and cornerback Ken Webster to the practice squad. And let's go ahead and talk about this huge COVID outbreak, because currently the New York Jets have 18 players on the COVID list. Now, before this week, the Jets were getting a lot of praise for their, precautions to COVID. We were the first team to start doing virtual meetings. The only time the Jets players saw each other last week, we don't know that. They could have, done some meetings at their house. But, the first time that they really only saw each other that week was working out at the team facility, practicing, and playing the game. And other than that, they went back to their house and, basically quarantined. They did all their meetings virtual. And now, the Jets just have a ton of people getting placed on the COVID list. Like, a ton. Michael Carter II, Blake Cashman, Ashton Davis, Noah Dawkins, Fuller Onafadakasi, John Frank Lamar, Justin Hardy, Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Marshall, Elijah Moore, Hazman Azardine, Sherrod Nesman, Hamilcar Rashed Jr., Tanzel Smart, Jeff Smith, Vincent Smith, Elijah Vera Tucker, and Kenny Yeboah. That's a total of 18 players have all been placed on the COVID list. That is insane. And that doesn't also include our head coach, Robert Saleh. That's right, Robert Saleh also has COVID. Now, I do believe the New York Jets are 100% vaccinated, and so there is a chance that some of these guys could potentially play Sunday, especially some of the guys who were placed on the list last week, like Justin Hardy, Jeff Smith, Fuller Onafadakasi. But, most of the guys who were placed on the list today most likely aren't going to be playing Sunday against the Jaguars. Robert Saleh is also vaccinated, and there is a chance that he could potentially play. But, I would doubt it, and Ron Middleton is probably going to be our interim coach for that game. Fun fact, Middleton was actually on the Jaguars from 2013 and 2020, so potential revenge game for him. But, the New York Jets have 18 players on the COVID list, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised that if we get a lot more players, placed on the list, we could potentially get our game rescheduled, which would actually work out a lot for me, because I got to do something that Sunday, and the video will be coming, of course, later. My post-game thoughts, my good and the bad. But there's been a huge COVID outbreak among the New York Jets organization. What do you guys' thoughts on this? Comment it down below. Hey, editing me here. I forgot to mention in the video, but the New York Jets did not have any players selected to the Pro Bowl. We did have 3 Pro Bowl alternates. Those players are Braxton Berrios as a kick returner, Quentin Williams as a defensive lineman, and CJ Mosley as a linebacker. So if a player, can't participate in the Pro Bowl, one of those players will fill in for their place. So yeah, the New York Jets didn't have anyone selected for the Pro Bowl, but we could potentially have some people playing in it. Anyway, back to your regular schedule Pro Bowl. If you couldn't tell, this is the end of the video, and this is where I got to do all this stuff. So, if you ended up enjoying, let me know by hitting the subscribe and like button on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And the best way to help me accomplish that goal is by hitting the free subscribe button. So, if you enjoyed, and if you enjoyed only, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Also, check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, @Jets for more content. I post a lot on my TikTok, post a lot on my Twitter. Not so much active on my Instagram, but if you want to get a, more personal side for me, the Instagram is the best place to do that. And obviously, comment down below what you think of this whole COVID situation among the New York Jets. Well, I'm your host, Jew Jets, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.